Hello, this is my first look at QNX 8.0 Developer Desktop. This is shipped as a QEMU virtual machine for Linux x86-64 and contains the QNX operating system with its microkernel and the Wayland plus XFCE desktop environment. Let's see how we can get this running. So there's a QEMU image, there's C++ compiler toolchains, GCC, CLang, make, CMake, Git, integrated development environments, Tunar, the file manager. We will need Ubuntu. I am on Kubuntu 25.10, so that should be okay. And this is a QEMU virtual machine. We need to create a free QNX online account at qnx.com, which I did. Then, by following this link, you want to install the software QNX Software Center for Linux x86-64. So I am selecting the checkbox I have read understood. Submit. So that's about the email for the no charge non-commercial license for QNX 8.0. Okay, let's continue by installing that Linux software, QNX Software Center. I went to this link. This is how the download page looks like. And I can select Windows hosts or Linux hosts. I'm going to select Linux. .99 megabyte file with .run extension. Register button. Let's see if I have already got the license. The website qnx.com takes some time to respond and finish displaying data. So we'll need to wait up to 30 minutes to get the QNX SDP 8.0 license, which then we will need for QNX Software Center base entitlement. I have just received the license. So let's go to my QNX license manager. I should click on the accept license button. I accept, acknowledge, and then I should deploy to users. So you need a QNX.com account, which will receive the license and will become the manager for that license. Then the license will become available. Next up, you need to allocate that license to one of the users, and that's being done by selecting everything, by checking this checkbox, and then from this drop-down menu, you go deploy selected products to users. So there's license keys, managers, and users. In here you paste your email address again, go save, and then you will be, your email will be both as manager, but also as a user. And the status of the license will change from available to deployed. Next up, we're trying to download the software using this link. And now it just worked. Otherwise, at the details that are being asked from you, which is the serial number and the license key, those details are available in here. Click on this underlined link with blue for the serial number, and then go view certificate. And here you have the serial number and registration password. Since I have allocated the license key to one user and I'm already logged into my QNX.com account of this user, then when I went to QNX Software Center and have selected QNX Software Center Linux hosts, download now, then it automatically downloaded the linux.run file without asking again for the serial number and the license key. The file has finished downloading. It's in my downloads directory, ~downloads. This file QNX setup and the extension is run. Probably we want to make this file executable. Let's actually run it from the command line. If this file doesn't find some dependency.so library file, it will tell us. So /QNX says that there's a wrong MD5 checksum. I have downloaded the file 3 times. Each time it has a different MD5 sum. Each time the MD5 sum is incorrect in the sense that it's different from the MD5 sum 7b6. And on the website it says that the correct MD5 sum should start with BCA, not with 7b6. At this point, probably there's a command line parameter to this type of installers to skip the archive integrity MD5 check. I'm going to look for that. Let's start a terminal. Let's see if there's a help command line parameter. If I'm going to run this file multiple times, it will have different MD5 sums each time. So there's no wonder it's different from 7b6. Let's try to mess up with the file. So the file is actually a bash script using the technology make self. There's the checksum that's expected. The function that computes the MD5 checksum is wrong. So let's try to be programmers. There's help, there's MD5 checksums. Let's see the error. Error in MD5 checksums. There's one and goes exit 2. We either return success or exit 0, or we just don't call this function at all. Which probably we can do by commenting out this line. Let's actually not edit the file before creating a backup copy. Set up no check. What is that thing? Environment variable. Who knows? So minus minus check, we're not calling this command line parameter for the linux.run file. And then that's it. Let's see if it works now. Syntax error. Okay, let's remove the if. Let's try something like this. I have commented out the entire if block. Let's try to run again. \r. This time I'm trying whatever I saw in the script, which says that if there's an environment variable named setup underscore no check that has a different value from 1, so could be undefined or other version value than 1, then the MD5 sum will be checked. So only if the environment variable setup no check equals 1 exists, then the check will not be performed. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, so a EULA. Press Q to scroll to the bottom of this agreement. Q, please type Y to accept, Y, enter. Specify installation path ~QNX. A graphical user interface application is started. I must log in with my QNX.com account. Okay. Don't provide a password hint. It said something about QNX, about Eclipse. So this is probably the Eclipse platform. I can see yes, WT Graphical User Interface Toolkit for Java. Okay. Let's see back the blog post, what it says with a free QNX license. I do have that. You can find this release of QNX 8.0 self-hosted developer desktop initial release inside QNX Software Center on the Available tab of the Manage Installation pane. Where is that? Okay, so in the left-hand toolbar, I can see this button where it says Show Perspective, Manage Installation, and then Available tab. I don't see anything in here, so it's probably we need to do the thing that's called an add installation, either from here, inactive installation, no installations combo box, or the button add installation. And we'll need to find the software here. It's probably QNX SDP 8.0. I don't know where that thing is, but I heard that the actual release was at the start of December. So it might be this one, December's, no, it's 2023. I don't know, let's try the newest one there. So QNX SDP 8, the newest from 2025 is this guy, August 15, 2025. Next. It says something about tilde/QNX 800. x86-64. I have no clue what I'm doing here. Next. I accept. Finish. Okay, so let's read again. Try it yourself. With a free QNX license, you can find this release called what? I don't know. Under Available of the Manage Installation pane. Search for Quick Start and install QNX SDP 8.0 Quick Start Target Image for QEMU. So we need to install this thing. Maybe after we finish installing the QNX 8.0, the software developer kit that we're installing right now. The installation successful, 202 packages, close. And now I have tried to change perspective to manage installation. And now that thing works. The available tab exists, is populated 236 packages. There's a search text box, edit box, and in here we should go for quick start. Okay, let's see. So this is what we're after, 2025 December 10th. QNX SDP 8 quick start target image for QEMU. Okay, let's see how to install it. The checkbox is not visible when you select, which is a bug. And install. Okay, this is probably it. Finish. Almost 1 gigabyte of files to be downloaded. Or more, it's a 4 package of 1 gigabyte each. So 5 packages installed successfully. Close. So let's continue reading the blog post. There are images inside tilde/QNX 800. Let's see if that's the case. QNX 800, images, QEMU. There's a readme file that we should follow. Unpacking the quick start QEMU image. Run the script unpack QEMU image inside the current directory. Okay. So we'll do what the readme says. We'll extract, combine the multiple QNX packages downloaded. And then there are PDF instructions in a new subdirectory there, QEMU STI docs. Install the required dependencies and boot up. Okay, so let's follow. We should run the script unpack QEMU image sh, which is executable already. So /unpack creates a subdirectory QEMU STI. Okay. Follow the PDF instructions found in the new subdirectory QEMU STI docs. Okay, we'll wait for the extraction to finish. Okay, let's look at the files created in this subdirectory. Disk QEMU 62 gigabytes. Docs. an entire presentation instead of just a QEMU command line. So this PDF is just 2 pages and it's kind of like a table of contents. Will redirect you to other PDF files. Okay, so if I'm on Ubuntu 25.10, I should apt install QEMU system utils user bin fmt. Okay, let's try to install these packages. How do we do that? Of course, copy pasting from the PDF doesn't work correctly. Okay, so it's going to install bridgeutils, libguest, fs, file system tools, QEMU system, QEMU user, bin format. Okay, hopefully we're going to keep using the x86-64 AMD64 architecture. We're not trying to use Raspberry Pi AMD64, ARM64 or ARM HF, other instruction set architectures to make the virtualization really slow. This has installed QEMU support for various instruction set architectures, ARM MISC, MIPS, PowerPC, RISC-V, S390X, Spark, etc. And for some reason it has also updated the bootloader. Next up, there's instructions if you want to have a better resolution than 720p, or if you want 3D acceleration via Vulkan. In this case, if you want Vulkan or better than 720p resolution, the instructions tell you that you want to build QEMU yourself from source, install the Vulkan SDK, build libvirgl renderer with Venus, recommends the Kisak PPA Mesa, enable virgl renderer for installing QEMU from source towards /usr/local. Okay, so let's ignore this very advanced step where we build QEMU from source for now and try. Where are we here? There should be an executable make QNX image and should be on the path environment variable. Of course, there is no such thing. So it says that you should source your QNX SDP. So the QNX SDP, you should enter something like a developer terminal for this thing by exporting some bash environment variables. Okay, so in the instructions say source your QNX SDP. We have multiple directories for QNX. There's a hidden one, ~/.qnx. there's tilde/QNX, and then there's tilde/QNX 800, which QNX 800 is actually a QNX SDP. And top level in this directory, there's a QNX SDP env.sh file, which is not a shell script, but a bash script. So it requires bash, not /bin/sh. And this is the way you invoke it. Let's actually make sure we're in a terminal. Source QNX SDP -env.sh. Okay, and now we should have the executable, but first we should go change directory towards the QEMU QSTI. So that's images QEMU STI. Okay, let's run this command line. Make QNX image space -- run. Okay. It wants to run commands as the super user, as the local Linux user root. Needs the sudo password of the current user. Let's see what it says. Non-UEFI boot. No ACPI table. Font config. /dev/screen. /system/etc. Okay. Back to the PDF. So it says that if you're going to use QEMU, this is what you're going to get as a screenshot. And there are a number of features or demos that you can run. GTK demo, simple terminal, QNX developer desktop, GLES gears, and GLES maze. I'm not exactly sure if an entire correctly configured QEMU installation, not just a QEMU image, but the QEMU executable that uses the correct VirGL and Vulkan and everything, could have been prepared for Linux operating systems newer than Ubuntu 22.04 or 24.04. Okay, and we're advised to be patient because the software is a bit rough around the edges. So we might, I don't know, need to restart the QEMU a number of times until it starts running correctly or something. There's an executable that's called APK, which is a package manager. Let's run through the documentation. So this is the entry point, table of contents like PDF. And then there's one for how we can use the package manager, which is called APK. APK update, APK list available, APK list installed. APK is the package manager originally created by Alpine Linux, so Alpine Package Keeper or something. It has been ported to QNX. Okay, APK add, APK del, and then it takes us to other sources for documentation for APK. Okay. So QEMU, in order to exit the mouse grab, you need to press Ctrl-Alt-G combination. This operating system might not have support for USB drawing tablet, so that you can easily exit the virtual machine. APK start terminated by SLM. Let's read through the documentation while the virtual machine hopefully starts. So there's the C programming language, C++ programming language, Python, software development platform instead of being called a software development kit. QMake, QCC, cross compilation tools. You don't need to source the development environment. No environment variables need to be configured. No need for cross compilation. You're compiling, editing the source code inside this virtual machine. If you manage to make it boot. So it said checking Python installation and the two splash screens a number of times already. I'm not sure it's going to get better anytime. Using full screen window manager. Why? Resource busy screen. Screen is the windowing server similar to X11. Yeah, so the window manager fails to start because APK doesn't work great and because font config doesn't work great. I have closed the QEMU window the QEMU application. I'm starting it again with make QNX image -- run. And this time it doesn't do anything, shows a black screen and a mouse cursor. And that's it. It's not in an infinite loop with trying to start screen and the window manager and font config and but there's an error that doesn't sound that great while booting, where it says that the networking device might not exist. It says if config interface VTnet 0 does not exist, and VTnet 0 sounds like FreeBSD, so I guess that this error comes from inside the virtual machine. Black screen and a mouse cursor. I have waited a long time, but nothing seems to happen. I'll try to re-extract the virtual machine image and try to start it again. I have tried again from scratch. I have deleted the directory QEMU_STI. Then I have run unpack QEMU image.sh. The directory QEMU_QSTI was created again. And then I have sourced the SDK environment. So source QNX SDP -env.sh. And I have run the command line that starts the virtual machine, which is make QNX image space -- run. This time I don't see many evident issues. It says that there is no slogger2. Apart from that, it doesn't say anything. Oh, it still says interface VNet2 does not exist. VTnet 0 does not exist. But the screen is now completely dark. There's just black, nothing else. On a different terminal tab, I have sourced the environment, and now I'm trying to run this command line make QNX image space -- get IP. And this complains that the ARP command does not exist. There's no such thing in Ubuntu 25.10. This is a deprecated method. Instead, you should use IP space neighbor. So I'm going to stop my investigation in here and decide that this release of QNX 8 was tested on Ubuntu 24.04 and was not tested on Ubuntu 25.10. And until Ubuntu 26.04 is released, and then a number of months later QNX starts supporting Ubuntu 26.04, only then they make a new release of the same QNX 8.0 desktop image for QEMU, then we should try to run it. So this was it. Thank you.